Hello. I guess I got cut off there.
A minute. You know, I had my Wi-Fi on, so I'm going to start over again. Yeah, I'm in Long Beach, California, and I'm walking to the open market. And I thought that while I was walking today, you know, we have an open market on Saturdays. On Saturdays from 10 to 3. So I guess I'm basically, you know, making it there. I like to go to the open market because, well, we can bypass the corporations and you know, give our money to the local produce people, right? I mean, you know, organic foods, great eggs, things like this. So I'm gonna flip around so you guys can see a little bit of the neighborhood here. So let me just do that.
All right, so this is the street next to where I live at. There's all kinds of thrift stores and stuff here. Whoops! I almost went into the wall there. As you can see, I'm walking down 4th Street here. I'm gonna turn around again so you can see me.
Hi, Connie. Thanks for tuning in. All right, probably need to get past some of this traffic here before I talk about some of the things that I want to share with you. Hi, thank you for liking. Welcome to my live stream here on Facebook. I'm going to live stream as long as I can. My battery was, you know, I think it was like a 79%, so it goes pretty fast. So I want to be fairly quick with what I'm going to say. One thing that I want to address is I want to thank everybody for your prayers and your support for me. There have been some things and issues that I've been dealing with, and I want to address one of the major issues that's going on. I'm very concerned about our ability to have free speech and our ability to have free speech on social media. If you look at my profile, you'll see that I have on my picture, "Stop Social Media Censoring." And I firmly believe that there's a real war on the narrative of our dialogue, and we've really praised this country on our First Amendment rights. And you know, I know that a lot of you out there are comedians and you're entertainers and you're journalists, you're online journalists, and we are all sharing information. I have people around me that are probably going, "What's this nut job doing talking about free speech?" But I did have my YouTube channel removed, and that was really shocking for me. I've spent this one particular YouTube channel, which is my Freedom of Joyce channel. I have been uploading content for the past 4 years now. And of course, this comes on the heels of other people losing their YouTube channels. I really didn't think I would lose mine because I really, you know, I didn't have the numbers. I mean, I had a certain amount of numbers. I mean, nothing that I was happy for where it was growing, and I was enjoying the interaction between people that I was receiving, and I do believe that the mainstream media is really not telling the truth. As a matter of fact, I'm going to bring this up right now. A friend of mine here on Facebook contacted me. There was an incident that happened in Santa Monica, California, where there was a shooting and a car wreck, and many people died from it. And the news media is not reporting it. They're not really saying what the truth is or what happened. So it even looks like our local police are actually covering up things that are taking place. And that's very concerning. Now, I was able to open up another Facebook channel that I had in the past on an old account that I kind of let left dormant. As a matter of fact, I used it when I was part of Occupy Los Angeles. And the reason why I was part of Occupy Los Angeles is because when I went down and realized what was happening and what they were protesting, and what people globally were occupying places all over the world, was about Wall Street and the 1% and the Federal Reserve. And we were waking up to the fact that 80% of the wealth and the power belongs to 1% of the people that are ruling the world. And one of the things that I noticed was that the mainstream media was not really saying what was really going on, or even addressing what the real reason why people were doing what they were doing. You know, they wanted to pass everybody off as being a dirty hippie or, you know, an undesirable person. As a matter of fact, I mean, even like Senator Ted Cruz, you know, has like reported that, you know, people that were in Occupy like defecated on the lawn. You know, like we were just all these degenerate defecating people, and I was like, well, that's not accurate. So I realized that Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and our own blogs was a way of actually reporting real news. Even if you look at the Las Vegas shootings, there are people that were live streaming while it was happening, that their footage comes to question against the mainstream narrative. Now, I realize that a lot of us here, and I want to say, like, a lot of my friends here, like a lot of you guys here, we do not see everything eye to eye. We're not politically on the same side. Some of us are Democrats, some of us are Republicans, some of us are Libertarians. Many of my friends aren't even in the United States anymore, but they're aware of what's going on here in the United States or around the world. And so, what I like about it, and when I'm practicing, and I'm going to practice it even more, is honoring my other friend's other opinion, the opinion that's different than ours. And I watched this HBO, well, was it on HBO? I think it was on HBO. It was a series directed by Ron Howard about the Founding Fathers, and God forbid, I'm pretty sure that that's not the total accuracy of what really happened. But in the series, the Founding Fathers just argued with each other, and they were really passionate, and they went, you know, but they came to an agreement, okay? They came to agreement of our Constitution. They came to an agreement of the Bill of Rights. They came to agreement of what our country was going to be like. And in the series, okay, all of these men, even though they had, you know, a difference of opinion, all of these men respected each other in some way. You know, we honored our words, because in order to have a healthy society, we have to have open dialogue. And that means dialogue from the conservatives, that means dialogue from the liberal media. And honestly, I've been watching the Facebook trials, you know, Zuckerberg, but mostly on Diamond and Silk, who are conservative online journalists, and they have a show. And Google and YouTube, and, you know, they've altered the algorithms, and they've stopped their voice. And you know, when you look at the community guidelines, the community guidelines doesn't say, you know, conservative voices aren't allowed to be expressed. Now, I'm not saying this because I'm defending, you know, conservatives and you know, I'm wanting to, you know, because the conservatives, unfortunately, or anybody who is not reporting what the mainstream local news is reporting is vulnerable to being called fake news, conspiracy theory, just a scourge of the earth, basically. And you can have your content and everything just eliminated at the drop of the hat. The thing that was really frightening for me was, at one point I thought I was even going to lose my Freedom of Joyce email, my Gmail account, because they can just delete your email as well. So that means, like, if you are getting your bank statements or your bank alerts or anything, your business, everything down the toilet, because Google has decided to take that right away from you. Now the argument is that, well, you know, they're private companies and they have the right to do such things. But there's a fine line when you realize that they're creating algorithms to stop certain voices that they choose shouldn't be listened to, that they deem to be legitimate. I think that, you know, we need to open up information and allow us to decide with our own discernment what is true or not true, because I think that a lot of us wouldn't really be doing what we're doing right now. Like, I wouldn't be walking here going to the open market and talking about this if I thought we had free speech. And for some reason, I've been thinking about Lenny Bruce a lot, and about how Lenny Bruce, you know, what happened to him, and, you know, how he, you know, ended up dead with an overdose. And really, it wasn't really about the fact that Lenny wanted to use profanity, but it was about the freedom to talk about what he was talking about. He was pointing a finger at the Catholic Church. He was, you know, pointing a finger at the police and the oppression that we have. And they did what they did to him. Now, again, we use that as a barometer of our freedom. We use that. We use entertainers like this, like George Carlin, you know, going to, you know, fight against the 7 dirty words that you can't say on television, but say it on stage. Okay? It's, I don't know. I mean, it's just, I'm hoping that we wake up and we take the filter out. We take away the mainstream manipulation of how we should be thinking about something. You know, like instead of like saying, well, hey, you know, everybody needs to have a right to express themselves, despite the fact that they may be a conservative or a liberal, despite the fact of their political party, despite the fact of their gender, despite the fact of their race, despite the fact of anyone, we should be able to say something. We should be able to express our thoughts. And I think that it's been unfair and not right. And there was no reason for me to have my YouTube channel taken down. As a matter of fact, the one thing that they did flag me on was a professional interview that I did with Dank Tank, okay, which is a cannabis vape pen. And it's a legitimate business here in the United States, okay? We've got 29 states that have legalized medical marijuana and 9 states that have it for recreational use. I was actually hired to do this interview as a business prototype for the product, okay? Now, unfortunately, I believe that the person who actually got me the guest was the one who shut my YouTube channel down. And this is unfortunate because there are also people within the alternative media, or the truth media, which I'm part of now, that use the YouTube and the Google censorship and the platforms to actually abuse and cyberbully people that they also don't want to be talking. And this is what happened to me. This is what happened. I was flagged by a team of cyberbullies. And when you appeal to YouTube, obviously, you know, if you are talking about something that they don't want you to be talking about. And let me tell you something. What I was talking about was not about marijuana, okay? Marijuana was used as the excuse, just like they used it on John Lennon when they tried to keep him out of the United States, just like they use it on John Sinclair. It's the oldest trick in the book, you know. Oh, you're talking about this, therefore you're condoning drug use, and it doesn't matter. We see your tags, we see what you have in the title, and it's not okay. And that was the defining, defining hit that stopped my YouTube channel from happening. Oh, by the way, I want to show you my Beatles t-shirt. Yeah, okay. Uh-oh. Yeah, okay, well, you know, Abbey Road. Abbey Road. Okay. Once it keeps going, rotate your phone. Maybe you can do it this way. Okay, anyway, my aunt gave it to me. Okay, maybe they were created by the Tavistock Institute, but I still love the Beatles, all right? Whatever. Great music, great band. Go England, right? So, anyway, I'm going to show you guys, like, what's happening at the open market. As a matter of fact, oh, here it is. Here we go. Let me flip it around. Let's have a little fun here for a second, and then I'll continue. All right, so here we go. I'm going over to Long Beach. I'm going to open market. I'm sure people don't want to. Let me run here because I know this part's probably really boring. Let me flip it around again. We'll get. Okay, so Anyway, I do have another channel, and I'm going to keep posting. I'm going to keep talking about what we need to be talking about. It's very important. It's very important that we have courage. It's very important that we have courage to stand up for this. Guys, this is our future. This is us. This is everything. If we're going to be silenced for revealing corruption, because trust me, there are things that the powers that be, the 1%, they want to keep real quiet, and they have a huge media lockdown. And you know, even someone like me, like, so I'm kind of somewhat considered a performance artist, really. You know, a comedian, an entertainer, and I should be allowed to express my opinion or my thoughts or my analytic. I should be able to analyze what I think is going on in the world. So I think we should stay strong and come from a place of love. We need to give ourselves space to listen to each other's words. I'm on low power now, but I'm just going to let you see a few things really quick before I say goodbye. I love you guys.